Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with Miss Annabelle. She's trying to get to my computer, which is currently plugged into my camera. So we're gonna see if this works out with her being in here. But I wanted to film a 12-month postpartum update. So this is more like me focused. If you haven't seen the one that I did of Annabelle, I will link it somewhere here and down below. But I wanted to do one that's more like mommy centric. I haven't really talked about like my postpartum body or I don't know, just like certain things that have changed since I've had a baby. So yeah, I wanted to talk more on like the mom side. Okay, Nani? Yes, sweet. Yes, open. So the first thing is I wanted to tell you like my stats. So I was always interested like how much women, I don't know, I guess just like how their bodies changed when they had a baby. Before I had Annabelle and when I was pregnant, I was so scared that my body would be completely different. Like I always wondered if my boobs would get like super saggy from breastfeeding or that I would gain a bunch of weight. So I have good news for all of the pregnant women out there. I actually weigh the same as I did before I had Annabelle. Now that's not to say that there haven't been times throughout the past 12 months where I've gone up in weight and down in weight. So the next thing that I wanted to mention is breastfeeding, and I get this question a lot. Does breastfeeding make your boobs saggy? My friends ask me this, all my single friends who are very worried about their appearance still, which I was too. Let me just tell you, before I had a baby, I was like, first off, if you guys don't know, I need to just throw this out there because I know I'll get comments. I got a breast augmentation right before, literally 2 weeks. I know this is insane, but the stars aligned, and anyways, I got my breast augmentation 2 weeks before I got pregnant with Annabelle. So it was a little crazy and I wasn't sure how that was gonna work out or if I was gonna be able to breastfeed. It was very stressful. I felt very guilty, blah, blah, blah. You guys have heard it all if you watch my channel. So what I can say about, maybe I should do a whole nother video on this topic because I have she poured them in her lap. But anyways, I have so many thoughts on getting a boob job now that I've had a child and now that I've breastfed for a year. So let me know below if you want me to like give my thoughts on that. I did a video of it like while I was pregnant, but now my thoughts are even completely different from that video. So what I can say about breastfeeding and making your boobs saggy, I truly think that it really has to do with your genes. So my boobs are for sure saggy, like not saggy, like not super bad, but they are different than before I had Annabelle, even like when I did freshly get my boob job. I wouldn't recommend it, you know, for those who are considering getting one, but I'll save that for another video. So even the fact that I do have like my breasts augmented, they still do get saggy. And I don't know if that's because it's my genetics or if that's just because breastfeeding does that. I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. And I just think like when you breastfeed for an entire year, there's milk that fills up your boobs, they get huge, the baby sucks the milk out, they fill up again, the baby sucks it out. So when something is like, I don't know, just like imagine a balloon, and when it's constantly getting filled up and stretched and like just deflated, it will eventually get saggier. That's just like the fact of the matter. So yeah, you can leave your comments below. Maybe you have a different experience with it, but I wouldn't say that they're very dramatically changed, but I can definitely notice a difference. They are a lot more, I don't know, they're just a lot less perkier now. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. But honestly, I do not care at this point. Like once you have a baby, your focus is all on your child, at least it is for me. And my body is like the last thing. I mean, I still think about it every once in a while. I'm like, oh, maybe I could work out more, or maybe I could drink less Coke or eat less cheese or whatever that makes you feel like crappy about yourself. Sometimes I do think that about myself, but for the most part, like 90% of the time, my focus is on her. Yeah, having saggy boobs is like the least of my concerns at this point in my life. Not to mention, I know I'm going to be breastfeeding more children in the future, so I know that's really nothing I can prevent, at least because I do love breastfeeding so much. So breastfeeding's totally worth the saggy boobs at the end of the day, at least it is for me. So I have noticed that my skin is a lot drier. I used to have like super oily skin on my face. Let me know in the comments if that is you. But ever since I had a baby, like my skin, First off, I have less acne, which is a real good thing. My body just does not react well to pregnancy. So I think like it messed with my hormone levels and I don't have as much acne like along my jawline anymore like I used to. So as far as my stomach, since it was stretched out a lot, I have noticed that when I do eat like a giant burrito or a hamburger, it goes like, it looks like I'm super bloated or like I'm still pregnant. So I think that just happens when your stomach is stretched. It's gonna like want to expand when there's food in it. So it doesn't really bother me as much. Obviously you guys know I'm not that big into like exercising or working out. I'll have like spurts of exercising, but I'm not like always working out consistently, which isn't a very good thing, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't work out a ton. At least like for the past month, I have not been good on it. So I don't have like any defined like muscles on my stomach. She wants to be in the video because she just keeps squawking. But
I can take her.
No, it's okay.
This
is what I do all the time.
So here's the next, hey! And so got, hey!
It's okay, Tita.
Annabelle loves to talk.
She's eating the echinacea golden seal.
Okay, well, she just loves to talk. Just remember that, okay?
I know.
Okay,
I
love
didn't
you.
complain. Okay, goodbye. One thing I wanted to mention is my period has come back. I think I talked about it in a vlog. I can't remember when it came back exactly. I don't know what she's doing. But I think it was like later. I think it was like past 6 months. I can't remember, but it's definitely different. And I think that is because I am breastfeeding. It's not as regular as it was like on the dot, like every, I think 20 or 30 days. I never tracked my period, as you guys know. Pregnancy was an accident for me, so I'm not like as knowledgeable on ovulation and fertility and all that kind of stuff. It's the truth. But the one thing I do know is that it's very light. It's not as like heavy. I know this is TMI, but I don't know. Mostly moms watch my channel. So yeah, it's definitely super light now and it's very irregular. So I like that. I mean, it's not as good, I think, if you're trying to get pregnant, but I'm not trying at this moment right now. So it doesn't really matter right now. The thing that I have noticed that I talked about a lot on like Insta stories and my vlog is hair loss, specifically postpartum hair loss. So if you guys watch my vlogs, you'll know I don't know, my body is just so crazy with like pregnancy. I have all the hormones just surge into me. And I just feel like they're more extreme than a lot of other women. I've gotten so much hair loss, like right here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's growing back a lot. I've been taking biotin for I think like 4 months now. And I also use the Neoxin shampoo and conditioner. I don't really notice a difference with the shampoo and conditioner, and honestly a lot of people say it doesn't really make a difference. Like your hair is just gonna come back naturally when it wants to. But I bought it because I'm like, I will literally try anything at this point because it's just like so intense. These little hairs are finally growing, but they're really significant on this side. I'll show you guys. So I have like these small little bangs, which are not actual bangs. They're like hair that's growing back. So it's kind of annoying, but I've just found a way to like part my hair in a certain way to where the hair loss isn't as noticeable. But I will go ahead and link below the shampoo and conditioner along with the biotin gummies that I get from Amazon if you guys want to try them out. The other thing I've noticed since having a baby is that my taste buds are completely different. I don't know if that's because I was so sick in my pregnancy to where a lot of things just did not sound good to me, and it's kind of carried through to now that I'm not pregnant and I still feel that way. But I crave a ton of carbs, and I think that's because I'm breastfeeding, but my taste buds are so different. Like I used to want fish tacos all the time, and that never hardly sounds good to me anymore. I want more like bean and cheese burritos. I know this sounds like just Mexican food, but this is just the only thing that comes to mind. I want like hamburgers and just like bread and carbs and pasta, and that's been such a big change. So the next thing I wanted to briefly touch on is sleep deprivation, and it is something that I seriously never like realized. I don't know, I just never experienced it in my entire life. I thought I knew what being tired was from college and studying, but it is nowhere near like what it is when you're a parent, because you get up multiple nights in the beginning to breastfeed. Sometimes it can be very hard to function on little sleep. A lot of you moms out there will know exactly what I'm talking about. And I feel like I've gotten a lot better with dealing with not having a lot of sleep. And a part of it is from having a child, but also a part of it is because I have to work when she's asleep at night. So I've been trying everything to like boost my energy levels, and let me know if you guys have any tips. You guys know if you watched my previous video, I take like a multivitamin. I try and eat like a nice carb-filled breakfast with protein. And I know the only real answer is get more sleep, but it is very hard when you're trying to like work and have a baby and like be a stay-at-home mom. So that's been something that has been a challenge, but I just feel like I've gotten used to it. Like my mom was telling me the other day that I look so tired. I'm just like, Mom, this is just my face. Like I literally just don't get a lot of sleep these days. And it's just something you get used to. But yeah, let me know your tips below. That has definitely been a huge change since having a baby. The last thing I wanted to talk about is baby number 2. I get this question every single day. I mean, you guys DM me, email me, comment. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I have so many reservations about having a second baby. I definitely want Annabelle to have a sibling. I've never just wanted to have one child. I have a sister, Doug has a brother, so we've always wanted multiple kids. I've honestly always envisioned myself with 3 kids, but now that I have one, I'm like, oh my God, like I do not know if I could do 3 kids. My sister has 3 and it's literally a zoo. Not knocking any families that have multiple kids, like more than 2, but it just seems like a lot. And who knows, maybe I'll still have like 3 one day, but I just don't know where we're gonna be in life. But as far as having like a second child, I don't know. Lately, I've been having a lot of reservations about it because I just seriously do not feel like I could. This sounds bad, but I'm gonna be honest. I do not feel like I could love another baby as much as I love Annabelle. And I've actually looked it up. Moms say that when you have your second baby, your heart like opens up to love 2 rather than just 1, and you have room in your heart for another baby. But you guys, I do not know. Like I can't even envision it. It just sounds so crazy that I would have another and love that one as much as I love her. And this is just me being 100% honest. This is like my biggest fear and why I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for another one right now. So yeah, let me know if you guys had a serious fear about having a second child and whether you thought your heart could love another one. So that's pretty much it for today's 12-month postpartum update. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new and like this video if you like it. I tried to make it as real as possible. I know I'm gonna get comments being like, you sound so selfish for thinking that you can only love one baby, but this is the honest truth, you guys, and I don't know, I just don't know how I feel about it right now, and it's very concerning to me. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and make sure to subscribe and like the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.